Hello, guys. We have Abhishek with us, and if you don't know about Abhishek, guys, he's also a data scientist. He's having an expertise in NLP, that is natural language processing, and he's also a Kaggle. He is basically the Kaggle Grandmaster. So we'll just try to get more information about him, and we'll have a quite a discussion with respect to Kaggle in this particular session. So welcome, Abhishek. Probably most of our viewers know you. You're pretty much famous. You are most favorite among Kaggling. People know you with respect to that. Anything that you want to introduce apart from this, you can actually introduce yourself with respect to that.
Sure, Krish. And first of all, thank you very much for inviting me, for having me here. And I must say that I'm also a fan of yours. So thank you very much for all the cool videos that you're making. So I follow them from time to time. And I'm a data scientist. So I'm currently based in Norway. I I I I was born and brought up in India, and since last 10 years, I've been living in Europe. So the plan is to come back to India at some point. Um, yeah and When I'm not working, so that's the time when I'm doing all different kinds of stuff, like writing a book and being on Kaggle, competing with other people on Kaggle, so in different competitions. And that's where most of the things that I've learned from. So
Okay, you
yeah,
won't
thank
believe
you.
you won't believe I have a lot of Telegram channel. I just announced yesterday that I'm going to have some session with Abhishek. Then they were like, "So just make it quickly, just upload the video. You want to see, we want to see, we want to see." So you have a great fan following here in India also. Now, considering that, Abhishek, how important is Kaggle for becoming a data scientist? Will it help in their journey or in the kind of work that they do in the company?
That's a very interesting and very difficult question, and it can get controversial. um, so it totally depends. So if you're asking me, then I would say yeah, it's helpful. But if you're asking someone who's already a data scientist and has learned quite a lot in the industry, then they might not find it useful. Why it's useful for me is because whatever I've learned basically from competing in different competitions. So if you're a fresher and you don't have any industry exposure and you want to learn, you want to build a portfolio, because these times are very difficult. Everyone wants to be a data scientist, but nobody knows where to start from. And you can do all kinds of certifications, all kinds of courses, but if you don't have this kind of practical touch, then you're lacking something. And I think in the interviews that matters a lot. So if you're like, what I've seen in India, it's like you have to be from the top colleges, right? And if you're not from there and you have to prove that you are still as good as them, you have to have a good portfolio. And I think Kaggle competitions or competitions in general, like machine learning competitions on different platform, can help you build that portfolio.
So you have actually told my story itself. I am also not from a tier one college itself. I'm from a tier three college. I came from as a software engineer background. I was a .NET developer actually, and Kaggle has played a wonderful role in my life. Just to understand the basics, understand the good practices that we can use. Now I have learned a lot from Kaggle as it is. Okay, now just tell me, because yesterday when I posted in LinkedIn, one of the guys said, "What is Kaggle?" He did not know. I think you also commented below that particular post, I guess. So just define what exactly is Kaggle for a new user who's coming for the first time in this platform as a data science, as a data science member to contribute into this community. You just define what is Kaggle in short.
So basically, my answer was it's an underground community.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a community of data scientists, and that's not just competitions. Obviously, competitions are the main part of Kaggle. So you get to compete in different competitions against a lot of different people from different backgrounds. So there are physicists, there are people who have studied chemistry. They're from different backgrounds, and they're trying to learn data science. And some of them are really good data scientists already and have worked in industry for many years, but many of them are freshers, they're new people. So Kaggle is this community of data science. I think they have over 1 million members now, where you can compete against each other. and you can share your views on different things that are going on in competitions, or you can share code, so you can help others learn. And they also have a learning platform where you can learn data science in applied manner.
Okay. So now I would really like to know what was your path, you know, when you entered into Kaggle to becoming a grandmaster. So what all difficulties you faced? How did you go ahead with it? And how did you achieve it?
So whenever I'm talking to a lot of people who are new in Kaggle and they want some kind of tips and tricks, so I was like them. So I also needed some tips and tricks. And when I had joined Kaggle, it was I think back in 2013. Although my profile says I joined 9 years ago, but I started in 2013, and at that time I was doing something entirely different from machine learning, and I wanted to learn machine learning. And I saw this platform. Okay, nice, there is an image competition going on, I like images, let's start with this. So start building something basic, and I was obviously from the bottom in the leaderboard, and then I saw the solutions from others, and I started looking into new terms. Okay, what is random forest? I don't know. Okay, random forest. Started with random forest. I came across decision trees. So going basic and looking into different terms on Google or YouTube and looking for tutorials and videos, and also reading some research papers. So that's how I began. And I think uh, nowadays, if you have so many resources to learn this theoretical kind of things, right? All kinds of theory on different channels. And then once you go around applying, you have to find a project, and you have to apply what you have learned. So I think that's the best place to do that, is doing some kind of machine learning competition. So I'm not saying go to Kaggle and go to Titanic competition, because that has already been done several times. So try something new, and obviously you will fail a lot of times, but you can learn from people who succeed.
So definitely,
So
that
that
is
was
rightly said. I have referred many people kernel, you know, and based on that, I've learned a lot of things with respect to the life cycle of a data science project, like feature engineering, feature selection, and many more things as such. So this is awesome. And just tell me, like, there is one misconception that whether a single person will be able to crack a Kaggle competition, or there need to be a group of people. Because I've seen many group of people will also be participating in Kaggle itself, right? 3 to 4 people. So what do you think about that?
Definitely, you can. A lot of people have competed individually and have succeeded a lot of times. So there's nothing new about that. But when you're in a group, probably you have some advantage. Sometimes you also have disadvantage, like you see a group of 5 people, but probably only one of them is working in that group. So that's the disadvantage of group. But when you have a good team, then yeah, it's much better to learn from others. If you don't have a team, if you want to be a grandmaster, you have to get, so there are different levels on Kaggle, right? And if you have to reach the grandmaster level, you have to get a gold medal without any team. So that's also very important. If you want to reach there, you have to do this thing. And I have seen a lot of competitions even recently in which individuals have won. So that's definitely something that people have been doing for a long time, and they will continue doing. But see, if you are ranked 20 or 25, and you see like most of the teams in front of you are teams, actual teams or groups, and you are doing it individually and still you rank 20, 25, I think it's a very good rank. And it's like if you write about this in your resume, I think it will matter a lot. So now you share the part, now you do the sharing part of it.
Okay, perfect. Now, one thing that I really want to ask, now there are various medals also, right? Gold medals, other type of medals, silver medal. Now, how do you get this kind of medals? So, at a specific rank, you have to come, then only you'll be getting it with respect to various competitions, or how it is?
Yeah, not sure of the actual formula, but I think it depends on the number of people competing in a competition. So you have a certain category of people who are on the top, they get gold medal, and after that, some people get silver and some get bronze, some don't get any kind of medal. So, but I'm not sure of how they calculate it exactly. And
Okay.
gold medal is the like most important, like. people like it.
Anyhow, you have achieved it. Who cares, right? So,
Once you've done it, yeah, it's nice to that feeling is nice when you
okay.
win a gold medal.
Okay. So, okay. So, what I've heard about your machine learning book, right, that has recently come, I definitely need a copy of that. I need to read, I need to see that what you have done and all. So, yes, tell me about your new book. What it actually solves. What is the kind of problem statement? How it is different from other books that are already in market.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm I'm uh, um, I'm very thankful to you for talking about my book, and definitely you don't even have to ask for a copy. And so the book is called "Approaching Almost Any Machine Learning Problem," and this is something that I have learned in the past 5 or 6 years. So since I started, so I started accumulating a lot of different scripts and putting them on my GitHub in private repos if they're not good, and I keep reusing them. So I still use something that I've written 3 years ago, and so this book combines everything that I have accumulated during these several years, and it's a compilation, and it's all about applied machine learning. So if you know a little bit of theory and you don't know how to start with projects, because I've seen that people know about categorical variables, people know what categorical variables are, but when they have a real problem and they have like a missing value in categorical, so they fail. So how to deal with these kind of problems? So yeah, everything is totally applied, so it expects you to know some theory or just get the book. And I'm writing a book called Approaching Almost Any Machine Learning Problem, and it's about applied machine learning. So when you know a little bit of theory, so I've seen people who would know about categorical variables, and but when they are presented a problem with categorical variables, most people fail, and that's because they have never had any kind of exposure to any kind of applications of this. So that's what the book provides. And I think I don't even have any count of how many different kinds of data sets I'm using in the book. So for every different kind of thing, I'm using a new data set. I've also created some fake data set to go with the problem. So yeah, I have everything ranging from feature engineering to feature selection and going into images and text data, but from an applied point of view. So that's what makes the book different from what we already have. And also the price point is different because I'm selling it for $15, which is quite cheap, and probably I will reduce it further depending on how, if people are interested, I will just reduce it further. So that anybody can have it. And one more thing I would like to mention, that if you think like you have some financial problems and you're not able to afford $15, then I'm creating a form. Fill out that form, and I will send you a free copy.
Okay,
So
perfect. So that's
I
amazing.
just want everyone to have it. Yeah.
That's an amazing initiative itself. I just really want to ask you one thing is that I also have written a book quite long back, 1 year back.
Okay.
How much time it took actually to write the book, so that this will give an idea to everyone.
So, I mean, most of it came from last 6 years of experience. So, I write quite fast. If everything is going fine in my life, then I might write more than 20-25 pages in a day. Uh, so the book is not huge. It's less than 300 pages, somewhere between 270 to 300 pages. So it did take a while. I think I had already announced the book sometime maybe 2 years ago. People don't even remember. So that's when I wrote the first chapter of the book, and now I'm finishing it. So yeah, it took a long time if
So,
you
so you
count the
are you
time
are,
of all the
you are
experience.
really a good author itself, who takes a lot of time to write something. Suddenly it should be
Yeah,
coming
it
from the
does take a lot
inside,
of time,
right? To write
and you
something.
should be true, and you should be able to explain it in very simple way, and that also takes a lot of time. Code takes a lot of time in these kind of books because you're not writing a story, you have a lot of code involved, and that takes a lot of time.
So this is obviously right. If you have your own editor, if you have your own, who's actually creating that whole book itself. But usually we have
True.
different kind of pressure when you are writing for someone else. Uh, so considering this, this was amazing itself. And best of luck for your book itself. I think you should do something like a giveaway, so that definitely will helpful through my channel, through anyways. That would be, I mean, possible then.
Definitely. So yeah, I was thinking about that, and I think I can probably give away 5 books to your subscribers,
Okay.
and you get to choose them.
Okay, perfect. So, oh, do you have any criteria because you may be doing this already? Any
For
criteria to select
I
the
mean,
subscribers?
I'm sorry.
Do you have any criteria to select the subscribers? Like, how should we select the subscribers? They're just randomly picking up, or
Um, yeah, that's interesting. Uh, Select people who you like most. No, I mean
no?
who are like really loyal subscribers of yours. So you can do that, and also make them subscribe my
Okay,
channel.
definitely.
So
What we'll do is that I'll sit along with you. Who will write the best comment in for this particular video? We'll
sounds good.
give them. Okay. So,
Yeah,
guys, the
yeah,
plan is
yeah.
like whoever writes the best comment, you'll be getting. We'll select 5 people, me and Abhishek. Probably Abhishek will also be seeing this particular video once this particular video is live,
Of
and
course.
you can select 5 people and you can let us know.
Yeah,
Amazing work, Abhishek. Definitely, I would like to see this particular book when you're saying with respect to applied, AI, machine learning, for a real world problem statement. It is pretty much amazing because people face that problem. I've seen that also. So amazing work.
thank you very much.
How do you feel? After so many years, you're writing the book. First of all, there is something like, yes, at the one day I had to do this. And a lot of
Yeah, I
things.
mean, it's definitely a good feeling, but I'm also very scared because I don't know how the audience is going to take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why if you see the description behind me, it's very straightforward. So I just say like this: if this book is for you or this is not for you. So be careful about this thing when you buy this book because you're not going to see a lot of basics. So I'm not explaining what a decision tree is, how logistic regression works, but I'm explaining when should you use what. So yeah, it's definitely a good feeling and quite scary.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is the
I
thing
hope it
that
works
people are
out.
lagging, when they are applying in the
Yeah,
real world scenario, that is the thing they are lagging because now
yeah,
everybody probably knows machine learning algorithms in depth and all. Thanks to our YouTube channel, what we are doing from so many years. We have been uploading
yeah,
the
yeah.
videos.
Definitely. I've seen a lot of videos of yours and they're really nice. Sometimes I'm like planning to make a video and then I go to your channel and see that you have already done that. So, so yeah, it becomes very difficult, but yeah, I really enjoy that.
No, nothing. Just for the data science community, not to compete with anyone. That is the
Nah,
main
nah.
plan itself.
True,
So,
true.
guys, if you also
It's
don't know, Abhishek also has a YouTube channel. Again, the link will be given in the description. Just go and have a look, subscribe his channel. We creators need support from you all because, again, we are just doing it to contribute to the data science community, right, Abhishek? I guess.
true. Yeah,
Because we are already working somewhere, apart from that, we are just taking out this time just to be the part of community and contribute to the community itself. So
true.
this was amazing talking to you, Abhishek. Probably this is the first time we are talking. Let's see we can
Yeah,
collaborate further. Anything as such, come up with live sessions, talk to the people. That would be wonderful. When we are actually discussing about various things. So, any final thing you want to? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell me.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, you have given this advice a lot of times, but I just want to ask you since I'm here. Uh, so, what kind of like advice related to Kaggle or machine learning competitions and other different things would you give to both freshers and people who are working, like people who have jobs right now and they want to like switch to data science, but related to these kind of machine learning competitions? What kind of advice would you give them?
So I have actually told this many times in my videos also. What I believe, the way I have learned is that to understand some of the things, I've definitely followed Kaggle. When I'm considering the life cycle of a data science project, whenever I need to fix some problem, I need to do something. Like specifically, if I talk about feature engineering, as you said, right? If category variables is missing, where do I go and see it? That will not be able to get it everywhere. Kaggle problem statements, the data set has this kind of problem. So definitely, I've referred Kaggle with respect to that. Uh, what I'd suggest for the freshers is that initially when they are in the college, that is the right time they start competing in Kaggle, make a group, start competing, try to solve different problem statements. That will be helpful in their resume. They'll be able to get jobs, internships, and all. For the people who are experienced and who wants to make transition, all the best practices you'll be able to find in Kaggle, so that once you get those practices, you have some experience with respect to working in some IT background, some software engineering background. It's all after you create a product, then you do the deployment, you create a model, you do the deployment. That is a further process that leads to after you follow everything in Kaggle. So it is always good to have the combination of both Kaggle work experience, competing work experience, along with your industry work experience. So I tell everybody, don't stop at Kaggle itself. Learn some other things, see how you can deploy models. You can deploy models in different cloud servers. That would be definitely helpful. So yes, this was
True. So Kaggle and these competitions can only take you to a certain stage, and after that you
certain
have to
stage.
do it on your own.
Yeah, because trust me, because
Yeah, right.
the
I just
IT
wanted to know,
industry,
like, if we are on the same page.
yeah, in real world IT industry, what we work, right, and what we do in Kaggle, it is completely different.
True. It is different.
So
But you can apply the learnings that you have
yes,
acquired from these different Kaggle competition to your industrial problem.
definitely.
So for me personally, it has given me ability to think differently. So yeah, these kind of things are nice.
Okay. Amazing. So, any last thing before wrapping up the call? Any motivational thing? I usually tell everyone to give some motivational things to the people, which they require at this specific stage. Anything that you want to tell, that would be great.
Um, so one of my favorite things is I have talked about it like almost all the podcasts I've been in. It's perseverance and hard work. So the thing is, you should never give up. So you might find like people winning competitions. When we talk about competitions, people winning competitions and people beating you several times, going ahead of you, but learn from that and don't give up, work hard. And uh, if you see, like, if you're scared of someone who is in top 10 and you're not, if you work hard, you will be that someone who is scaring other people's in a few months. So that's something you should keep in mind.
Okay. So, thank you, Abhishek, for giving your time for this podcast, and best of luck for your for your book. I hope you do well. Definitely from this channel, I'll definitely try to give all the link and information. So, guys, if you like Abhishek book, please just go and have a look. Try to support him. He has written it in wonderful way. I can just see by seeing the title, I can understand a lot of things as such. So, thank you, Abhishek, for giving your time. It was wonderful. I think the viewers have learned a lot. And yes, let's see. We'll do further collaboration and come up with something.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much for having me here, and I'm looking forward to future collaborations.
Sure, definitely.
Thank you.
So yes, so guys, this was all about this particular video. I hope you like it. All the information regarding Abhishek's YouTube channel, book link will be given in the description of this particular video. And yes, we'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Thank you, one and all. Bye bye.